Hi everybody, welcome to another video from Chromeo Production. I went to Reynolds Museum in Wetaskiwin, Alberta to a car show on July 8th, 2023. Here are some cars that weren't in the show, just in the parking lot. Here's the start of the cars in the car show. I always like Buicks. Here's a nice 55 Chevy. These trucks are very beautiful. Very nice Mercury. Here's another Buick, beautiful car. This truck is a crazy build for a barbecue. Here are some Datsuns in a row. Here are a bunch of Volkswagens. I also like Pontiacs too. They're nice cars. Here's a nice Oldsmobile. This van has an awesome paint job from the 80s, 1983. this truck even got a straight 6 in it. It's kind of cool. His and hers cars, they're kind of cool. Old ambulance Cadillac, kind of cool. This Ferrari had a cool background. Cool Lincoln Continental. A lot of Mazdas here. 1952 Rolls-Royce. A Mini Cooper with wooden panels. A 1971 Challenger with a cool graphic. Another Buick. Love them. Here are old classic cars where they're trying to start them up, showing people how they work.
That's because it's shady here.
Yeah, I know you're not going to start that one.
We're going to try it.
Oh, you're going to try it?
We're going to try it.
And you've got the wheels pointing in the right direction towards the people?
Yes, but we've also jacked it up so
Okay, you start with that one then.
relaxing still.
The 1905 Cadillac. Okay.
Yeah. So 1905 Cadillac, what can you tell me about it?
Well, that's a side entry touring car, Cadillac Model F, with a massive 1.6 liter engine, which produces all of those ponies you can imagine. Planetary, 2 forward gears, 1 reverse. In 1908, the Royal Automobile Club of England announced standardization on this car. Now, for those who don't understand that part of it, standardization was where you could take parts off of the shelves, replace them, and that car should be able to run still. At that point in time, not all cars were standard. You had to get specific parts and you had to have them made. These were off the shelf. So in order to compete for this award, which is the Deward Trophy, they had to have a dramatic and severe test conditions. So they took 3 Cadillacs like this. They were driven for 80-kilometer road test. Then the cars were disassembled to 721 parts. And then they mixed 2,000 parts. 89 were removed and they were replaced with over-the-counter parts, reassembled, and every single one of those cars started up again, no problem. So it passed the test, Cadillac. And this was the only one at that time that was able to do that.
In Cadillac, didn't they say something about being the standard of the world as well in their advertising? I think, and it grew out of that.
That would make sense. You'd want to capitalize on that kind of advertising.
So starting an early car is a bit of a ceremony, and that's why we invited you to come. Tyler's going to start this 1905 Cadillac. So he has to kind of go through the steps and turn on the gas, set his throttle, make sure his spark is retarded, turn on his ignition, which is under the seat. There's no key, it's just a knob, but it not only turns on the ignition, it also turns on the lubricator that lubricates the engine. Then he has to do something that we call tickling the carburetor. So he's moving a little lever that actually just causes the gas to flow into the air pipe of the carburetor. And now he's going to see if it will start. We will actually leave the car run for a little bit after he starts it. Just when we finish our starting demos, he will let it run and you can have a look at how all the things move inside there. Okay, Tyler, let's see what you can do.
Like on the bleachers or that?
It's running. It idles at about 140 RPM. Little single cylinder gas engine in it. It will sit there and shake like a bowl full of jelly. We can go on to the next one. That one's
And 2-passenger runabout. The boat tail, if you look at the back of that car, you can't see it very well for your stands. But when you get an opportunity, check it out. It's very unique for this particular car. This sported the boat tail rear deck. This car was 2.4 liters. Big massive engine, 4-cylinder L-head, air-cooled. 15 massive horsepower on that car. This car was purchased in 1969 at an estate auction in Billings, Montana. And the museum has established that this car is in 1906 by 4 factors. The deck thickness, cars that were purchased earlier than thinner decks than 1907 cars. The trim on the deck sides was more ornate, and the rear suspension rods were curved. Later production cars used straight rods, and this car has the early style of engine lubricator as well. Now, you were telling me that this car has only been started and run just recently, is that right?
That's correct. Wednesday was the first day that we actually heard it run a little bit. Needs some fine tuning. Thursday I actually got to drive it a little bit. We have never started it with the crank. We're going to give it a go this afternoon this time. The car transmission is very grippy, so starting it is a challenge because it's trying to turn over the transmission. So one of the tricks to starting them is jacking them up. We thank friends here in the audience that have reminded us of that, and we're going to give it a try. Just a second, I gotta get, there we go, get the brake off so that it can do it. Okay, gas is on. He had to crawl under the car there, you might have seen him. It's quite stiff, that's why he's using 2 arms. Well, can you choke it?
Oh, one of these.
The literature for these cars actually talks about the engine and the transmission being quite stiff when they're new. Doesn't look like we're going to get any life out of it here. Maybe stop choking. It's on, yeah. Doesn't look like we're going to win the battle today.
Now I tour the museum and check out the cars, planes, and machinery. theme for this museum right now is for the 1970s. And here's the planes. Here are some of the cars leaving the show. Here's one I seen on the way home. Then I checked out the local meet for the night. Here's a new addition to my truck. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Bye everyone, thanks for watching from Chromeo Production.